Hey, welcome back. Miles Miller here with LeadUp.biz, your resource to professional success. Glad you could come back. We once again are doing a new series here. This is the third segment in this series. It's called Coaching Yourself to Success. This series and all the ones that we've been doing this year are all about making this your best year yet. I'm hoping, and in fact, I know without a doubt, that if you put some of these things into place, you're going to have an amazing year, your best year yet. So let's move on with our next step. We were talking last time about knowing what you want. This segment I want to talk about setting what are known as, and you might know this and might be familiar with this term, SMART goals. And SMART is an acronym, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But before I do that, I want to give credit to a quote that came from a book that's called The Little Book of Coaching. Yes, there is a book called The Little Book of Coaching. It was written by someone you may know, Ken Blanchard, and someone I'm sure you definitely know who contributed to the book. His name is Don Shula, the famous coach from the Miami Dolphins. Here's a quote from that book. In the book, they said, "A broad target," picture that in your mind, "that's easy to achieve leads to the puddle of mediocrity." Let me repeat that again. Let that sink in for a moment. A broad target that's easy to achieve leads to the puddle of mediocrity. Wrap your head around that one and give that some thought throughout today. The next step so that we move forward in this process in coaching ourselves is to truly express what it is you want by setting clear goals. Now, this might seem like an unnecessary step. You might say, well, I know what I need to do. I know what needs to be done. But I want to tell you right now, this is really, really important. You must have a very clearly defined goal statement, and it must motivate you. So how do you do that? Well, one of the ways that this is done is by setting SMART goals. And SMART, once again, is an acronym that stands for, follow me on this, specific, measurable, achievable or attainable, relevant or realistic, and time-bound. That's what a SMART goal is. Now, let me ask you this. If you say you're setting goals for yourself, could you clearly right now state how your goal meets all those criteria? I'm just wondering. If it doesn't, that's something for you to challenge yourself to do right now after you watch this segment. Go back and look at your goals and turn them into SMART goals. Set a time frame is very important. We need time frames. You cannot say, I want to lose weight. That's too broad a statement. You'll end up in that puddle of mediocrity. You need a time frame. I want to lose 30 pounds in 6 months. Now we're talking specifics. That's good. I want to get a promotion at work in the next year. Okay, now we're talking specifics. This is good. Use a time scale that, once again, is realistic. It is not realistic to say I want to lose 30 pounds in 30 days. You could probably do that, but maybe at great harm at yourself. You don't want to do that either. The secret is to choose a date in the future that you know you can reach. Now, it should be something that should stretch you a little bit. You're going to have to work a little bit to get there, but it will be achievable. And here's an important point, and I know you've heard this from other video segments that I've done, but I cannot stress this enough. Write your goal down. In fact, I tell people this often. Don't just write it down once. Write it down every single day. Write it down every single day. This way you can keep track of it. You can keep it in front of yourself, remind you of that as well. And let me use another example for you from a workplace. Say we have someone named Melanie. She's very frustrated by her boss. She might set a goal. Here's her goal. By the end of this month, I'm going to have learned how to respond calmly and positively whenever my boss, Alex, asks me to rework something. Maybe some of you could make that one of your goals as well. And then she goes on to say, I'll do the work, understanding that it's an opportunity to impress him. See how that's crafted? See how that works? So here is the next step as we started out with this segment, and I just want to remind you again, set goals, but don't just set any goal, set a SMART goal. Thanks once again for joining me here at LeadUp.biz. Once again, Miles Miller, phone number 717-329-7073. Have a great day.